Meanwhile, Biden's losing momentum. And I don't believe you if you should stand idly by and say nothing if you're a Democrat or you're somebody who aspires for someone other than Trump to win. I think you should speak up.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I have another Stephen A. Smith video, but he has some words for Fox News. Yes, Stephen A. Smith has been talking a lot lately about the Democrats and how desperate they are. And he has a specific message for the more conservative news network. But before we get started, I want you guys to remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, watch the video all the way to the very end. On my way to 20,000 subscribers by the end of this month, almost at 18,000 at the time of this recording. Thank you so much for your support. Now, without further ado, let's get into it.
Fox News story that caught my attention. The reason it caught my attention is because it involves me. The headline claimed that I said on this show that Democrats are, quote, cowards, end quote, for attempting to use lawfare against Donald Trump. I addressed the issue Monday when jury selection began in the Stormy Daniels hush money criminal trial in New York City. I don't recall using the word cowards. I don't recall being incendiary in that regard. I have called the Democrats an embarrassment. I have said there's no excuse for not being able to find someone other than a soon-to-be 82-year-old incumbent to compete against Trump. I have said it's pretty damn pathetic that a person that's been indicted, okay, with 4 charges, 91 counts, impeached twice, is somebody that you still can't touch, that you're engaging in lawfare because you can't beat them. I do recall saying that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very, very clear so everybody understands where I'm coming from. I meant that shit. I meant every word. Now, again, I don't have to call you a coward, but do I think you're scared? Yeah, you look scared. You look like you are depending on the courts to beat him because you can't. You can't. He's just storming ahead.
This is true. This is what I believe, because when you look at everything that is going on, and I said it in another interview, everything has been set up to come against Donald Trump. The DAs, the attorney generals, the crooked judges, and all of this stuff. The Democrats know all these court cases are just to do one thing: interfere in an election that they don't believe they can win. Because the things that they have done on the other side of the political aisle are far worse than what Trump has done. But the media hides their dirt. Their stuff is hidden and protected and put away in a box behind this Fort Knox wall with a lock on it. It's hidden, so we don't know, but it's coming out. Oh, it is coming out for sure. And this is just to make sure that Donald Trump is tied up in court. His finances are, depleted so that he can't run and he doesn't have time to run because it's in court. This is lawfare because it looks like they're desperate. The polls favor Donald Trump. Why don't they just, they can't do that because they believe Donald Trump is going to come after them for what they did to him. So, prayer warriors, please, this is serious. Pray.
Meanwhile, Biden's losing momentum. And I don't believe you if you should stand idly by and say nothing if you're a Democrat or you're somebody who aspires for someone other than Trump to win. I think you should speak up. So that's what I'm doing. Now, I'm not blind. And in the interest of fairness, let's understand something here, okay? We've got situations involving Biden too, because he ain't just losing momentum because of what's deemed to be a crisis at the borders. There's some legal issues in terms of lawfare that one could easily argue the Democrats are turning the opposite way when it comes to Biden. For example, classified documents from his time as a senator in his garage that were deemed illegal, at least in the eyes of some senators. Okay, you only view the documents in the SCIV. That's what they say. How about Joe Biden used his vice presidential powers to have the investigator for Burisma fired? People have written about that stuff. They've said that was illegal. I'm not sure that is, but we don't talk about it. We certainly haven't talked about it here. He also had to share classified documents in which he can't claim presidential discretion. We ain't focusing on that. And don't get me started with Hunter Biden and accusations of selling access. People saying some of that stuff is proven by bank accounts, emails, etc. I didn't follow that story heavily. I don't know.
Well, I've been following it some. I have. I've seen some House Judiciary meetings with Byron Donalds. You can see my other video if you haven't with Stephen A. Smith and Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds is the congressman out of Florida, and a lot of you guys, a lot of you want him for Trump's VP. He's fiery like Trump, another alpha male. That would be fantastic. I really like it and admire Byron Donalds. But I do know that the Biden family has been giving, the country that starts with the letter U a lot of money, billions, trillions of dollars. And some of that money is being funneled into these shell companies that are owned by the Biden family. And so they're getting money from those shell companies. Not all of that money is going to that other country, but some of it is funneling back into the Biden family's bank accounts. That's true. And the media doesn't want to talk about it. Now, Stephen A. Smith, I got to admit, for all of his faults and, disagreeing with him on a lot of things, I do appreciate the fact that he is calling out the Democrats for their dirt. He's saying things that other news organizations won't even say. So I do appreciate that. But my question to you, Stephen A., is why do you want to still not vote for Trump when you see all of this other stuff is going on the Democrat side? Are you afraid of admitting that you would vote Republican? So if you want to talk about somebody else being afraid, let's talk about, are you afraid? Yes, that's right, Stephen A. Look at the man in the mirror, because it looks like you have been awake, not woke, but awake, and you're getting more and more awake by the day. But let's be brave enough to admit that you're not going to vote for Joe Biden with all these faults.
But in the interest of fairness, I'll mention it. What I'm simply saying is it's about an election, and it's about trying to win. You're going to win or you're going to lose. Standing pat, depending on husband. Do you really, really think that this country is going to allow a presidential candidate to be denied the opportunity to run for office because a porn star was paid hush money during a campaign that took place 8 years ago? You really think that's going to work? You really think they're going to let that happen? When there was an insurrection on January 6th, when people were trying to damn near overthrow the government, you really think that they're going to let hush money to a porn star stop their candidate from running for office? Are you kidding me? It's not going to happen. That's why I say it's much ado about nothing. Remember John Edwards? Remember Gary Hart? Remember Bill Clinton? Oh, the Republicans bring all of that stuff up. On a different side of note, Hillary Clinton, the Russian dossier. Oh, they'll say anything.
All that mess that Hillary Clinton started because she lost in 2016 with the whole Russian collusion, that was just a hoax. And it was proven to be a hoax. That's right, Hillary, a hoax.
This is not going to stop that Trump train. You're going to have to beat them. You're going to have to beat them. And I don't know how the hell they're going to pull it off. I really, really don't. But for the record, I didn't use the word cowards to describe Democrats. I try not to be disrespectful of elected officials. But I did say they look scared. And they're depending on lawfare to do their job for them because they can't come up with a strategy using their own elected folks on Capitol Hill to beat Donald Trump.
Well, doesn't look like they can come up with a strategy. Well, we never know what they got in their back pocket that they're waiting to just pull out. We don't know. We've heard I've heard reports that Michelle Obama might be coming forth and Biden, they're trying to find a way to get Biden out. And you heard Stephen A. Smith, all the things that other presidents have done with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was like, I didn't have relations with that woman. And then it turns out that he did. Okay, there have been plenty of presidents, men in power. I'm not condoning this. Of course not. Of course not. But if you let one get away, you can't let the other one get away. They weren't in court like this. They didn't face all these indictments like this. This is fear. And he may have said, I didn't call you a coward. Fox News didn't exactly lie, because if a coward is someone who is afraid. He didn't use the word coward, but it means the same thing if you're saying you're afraid that you can't beat them. You're trembling in fear right now because they want to cling on to that power. But God's will be done. And prayer warriors pray, because right now the world is going more left, more left, more left, which just means farther away from God. And I've said it before, we are one nation under God. So we should act like it. We are called the United States of America. So we should act like it. Be it for real and sincerely. Turn to God, lean on him, love your fellow man as yourself. Be hardworking people that don't focus on the ills and injustices of the past, but focus on the now and the future. We don't have time to waste. This world is going down more and more every second of every hour of every day. We as God's people, let's be vocal. Let's come out of the closet, Christians. Let's come out of the closet, bold Christian soldiers, these prayer warriors. Let's get out of the closet. Everybody else is. So what are we afraid to speak for? And if you agree with someone on 999 things out of 1,000, don't let that one thing be the thing that you just break camp, because it's one thing you don't agree with. Let's come together on the things that we do agree on and get things done. Well, that's it for today's video. You all be blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell. And as I always say, march on, warriors.